Hey everyone, welcome to Eve's Creative Laboratory. I'm Eve. Today I'm going to be making vegetables. I have a lot of vegetables from Misfits Market. I have broccoli, I have zucchini, I have garlic. It's supposed to be between garlic and leek. I've never used it before. I have purple garlic, acorn squash, 4 sweet potatoes, and 2 bunches of beets. Today I'm making a silent video because my kids are watching movies in the next room and I don't want to disturb them. They have the sound really low, so I appreciate that. I'm going to be cooking these vegetables on the stovetop in this large roasting pan. And I'm going to be roasting the other vegetables in the oven at 400 degrees. I'm lining both pans with parchment paper. I know that acorn squash, sweet potatoes, and beets are going to take the longest to cook because I'm roasting them in the oven. So I'm going to start with those first. So first I'm going to chop up the acorn squash and clean out the center. I remembered this would be easier with a melon baller. I'm going to cut the stem ends off, but with acorn squash you can eat the skin, so I'm going to leave the skin on. I'm just trying to cut all of these evenly in about bite-sized pieces so that they cook evenly, because I will be roasting multiple types of vegetables at the same time. And Lincoln reminded me that acorn squash is actually a fruit, not a vegetable. These beets are striped. I think they're called candy cane striped beets or something like that. When I saw that they were available on Misfits Market, I just had to order them because I had never seen beets like this before. I am peeling these beets because they do have some black spots and some, I don't know, questionable little specks on the outside. So I decided to take the skin off. That's probably why they were available from Misfits Market, because they didn't look pretty enough for the grocery store. My son and his friend came into the kitchen to get something to eat, and they're talking to me, and I think it sounds funny, like little chipmunk voices, so I left that in. Look how cool those beets look. I love them. I can't wait to taste them when they're done. Now these are purple garlics, and I think I got about 6 heads of them. So I'm peeling 2 of them so that I can roast them. I'm really glad that my kids enjoy hanging out at home rather than going out and doing God knows what, so I thought this would be a good opportunity for me to do a silent video and then practice voiceovering, because I hadn't done that really before. And they were being nice and quiet in the other room, so I think this was a good experiment. Also, I want these videos to be available for my kids later after I'm gone, so that they can still hear my voice and see what I've been doing, and maybe they can learn something too. Like maybe they'll think, oh, I want to make those vegetables that Mom used to make when we lived at home, and they might not remember how to do it. So I'm glad that I can post these on YouTube and they can come back and watch them later, maybe when they're away at college or when they leave home. Now I'm choosing some seasonings for these vegetables to roast in. So I'm putting some lemon-infused extra virgin olive oil in, some chili-infused extra virgin olive oil, some plain extra virgin olive oil, pepper, black pepper, salt. I used kosher salt. Raspberry balsamic vinegar, some Italian seasoning, some chili flakes, garlic powder, and chili powder. And I'm going to mix that up and make sure everything's evenly coated. I put a little bit more salt in. Now I'm going to put about half of the vegetables in each of my lined pans so I can roast them in the oven at 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Just make sure that they're evenly distributed so they cook as evenly as possible. And now for the vegetables that I plan to cook in my roasting pan on the stovetop. These are called garlic. I'd never tried them before. They look like a combination. Actually, they look more like leeks, but they have a garlic scent to them. I washed them really well in the sink ahead of time, but I'm still looking in the leaves to see if there's any sand or dirt in them, and I did find a little bit, so I'm going to wipe that out with some moist paper towel. I've never cooked with leeks before, but I've seen it done on Food Network, so I knew to check for dirt and stuff inside the leaves. And now for the zucchinis. Some of these zucchinis looked kind of big, so I scraped out some of the seeds that looked like they might be a little bit too hard to eat. And then I just cut them up into bite-sized pieces. I discovered the melon baller works really well for this job. This broccoli came a little bit wilted looking, and there were some dark spots on it, so I had to cut some areas off, but it looked good for the most part. And I'm just cutting the stems down kind of thin so that they can cook at the same rate as the other items. I didn't want them to be too crunchy. I'm gonna add minced garlic, a couple spoonfuls. Then some, I think that was avocado oil. Chili powder. A lot of chili powder. Some of my Hawaiian rub seasoning that I got in Hawaii over the summer. Some kosher salt. And mix that up to coat everything evenly. I'm going to start with a hot pan with a little avocado oil in it. And then add all the veggies. I'm making sure to get all of the yummy flavor out of the bottom there. Now I'm turning the vegetables that are roasting in the oven while this is cooking on the stovetop. It smells so good. The whole house smells good. I decided to put some more chili powder in and some garlic salt. No, garlic powder. I tasted it one more time and decided it was all done. Now I'm checking on the roasting vegetables. They're looking good. I'm flipping them one more time And then I'm gonna taste them. This is how the stovetop vegetables turned out. They're all so good. And these are the roasted vegetables. The acorn squash turned out super tasty. The beets turned out really good, although they don't have as much flavor as red beets, but they're still good. The sweet potato turned out super tasty, and it's a little crispy on the edge and it's nice and soft in the center. And the purple garlic might be my favorite part. I think I'm gonna have to fight the kids for that.